Hi everybody, welcome to this quick 9 playthrough for the date that is now displayed on the screen. Remember to check the tournament times so that you have time to play all of your holes. Please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Timestamps for all the holes in the video description down below. Bear in mind these are general wind conditions you will need to tweak according to the directions you face in the quick 9. And remember, some of these are old replays, so feature the old ball attribute levels. Good luck, here we go. A par 4 here then, and we do have headwind angle on this one. Going to use a Kingmaker, max top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right. So with the APOC 4 it is 6 bars of top spin. Obviously a little bit more would get you nearer for your second shot. Giving myself some room for the curl here, so red ring touching the rough, then I'm adjusting this one max plus 10. I do go into overpower 2 rings, so I add 1 ring of overpower on. And then I'm going to go with full curl with my APOC level 4. Perfect ball away, this is going to bounce nicely. We can push it a little bit harder there, we do land a little short of the rough, but we still go down the centre of the fairway very, very nicely. And we want to be in short iron range for our second shot. Drive distance 381. Second shot here, we do need a short iron with top spin. So the Hornet, if you don't have the Hornet in a good level, then the runner is going to be your friend. Checking my club distance here, because we can use some distance check notes on this one. Going with plenty of top spin, as you can see, and 3 bars of right spin so that I can land a little bit further towards the pin. Ball guide to the hole with the Hornet level 7. In fact, with the headwind that we have here, the ball guide is going just through the hole. Here I play this one 60% slider with 30% elevation. So 60% on the slider, 30% elevation. Obviously it will depend how far you are away from the green and the pin, so do check your distance. But for me, as a rule, I would play this one true distance plus 30. Drops very nicely with the top spin for an eagle. What we're looking at here is crosswind with a little bit of headwind, sadly, so I'm not going to go for any power hooks. We're going to lay up with the extra mile. Spins here, we're going with 4 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left, looking at the red ring, touching the rough on the left, plus 2 yards with the extra mile level 8, obviously, plus 4 if you're playing with extra mile 6 or 7. A little bit of curl to the left, edge of the ball touching the outer wall of the adjustment ring. And then we hit perfect, and we want to get this ball down the fairway and roll towards the rough very nicely there. Anywhere around here is going to be absolutely fine. Somewhere between 340 and 343. Second shot, we are going to count rings from min here. And this is something that you may not have done before, but it is very useful for judging distance. I go 5 at a time to count my rings from min, and I'm counting the rings from min until I can see the top left of the blue ring by the fringe and the white ring touching the bunker. Once I'm at that position, I'm adding spin, getting the ball guide to the hole. I've counted up, I believe, 14 rings in this example, which is probably going to be about where it is. And 13 or 14 rings is going to equal around 35% on the slider. In this video here I use 25% elevation, however it is over adjusted slightly, so I would recommend as a general rule here to play this wood club approach with 20% elevation instead. You will see this one just missing right, but it has a good landing position and a nice speed for the albatross attempt on this par 5. Onto this par 3, going to play here with the sniper, and we again going to need a bit of backspin here, about 5 bars of backspin and half a bar of right spin. I'm looking at the red ring touching the rough on the right, and I'm having the ball guide pointing at the hole. So a couple of references there, red ring touching the rough, ball guide at the hole with your spin added. Very simple adjusting this one. Wind angle, it is 1 to 1, so 6.6 in wind. I'm going to go 6.6 rings. And again, this is the route I'd play in all wind angles on this hole. I like the sniper bounce up. Bouncing very nicely just on the edge of the tree shadow, catching the downslope and falling beautifully. Going with Titan because I want maximum wind possible with a power 3 ball. 6 bars top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right, setting up at max distance with the extra mile level 8. and you'll see there the right edge of the yellow ring is touching the rough on the right. Adjustment here, max plus 10. So maximum distance, 10% elevation. Then I'm going to push up 1 ring from the tee. 1 ring only. And the reason is I want to go with max overpower with a slow needle. So this is, as I call it, a slow overpower shot. Easier to hit perfect, and we're going to get the extra distance as well. Perfect ball away, and this is going to bounce on the fairway. Second bounce in the rough, and we will roll out as well. Apply 1 bar of backspin here, and because we have tailwind angle, I do want to set slightly further back from the pin. So with thorn level 8, the ball guide just before the cup here, it does come in a little bit hot though, so I would recommend backing up just a smidge on this one. I will be playing this one true distance of club, 10% elevation. In this example, I'm pretty sure we are absolutely between min and mid, so this is going to be around 25% slider. Hitting perfect, and this one does stand a good chance of dropping. As you can see, the line is pretty good there. Now, if you want to support us on Patreon, you can do so. Details on the screen now. As part of your perks on certain days for the Quick Nines, there will be some Patreon exclusive Master General playthroughs for those holes used. So make sure you check us out there. Now, for the replays here on this par 5, I'm going to play with a Berserker because it is going to really help us on the second shot. This is a very long par 5. So I'm playing with the quarterback for the accuracy. Could also go with the rock as well if you have enough topspin. If not, then obviously you can use a driver with power, extra mile, Thor's hammer, or Apocalypse as well. But the good thing about the quarterback is you can hit a minor great left, great right. You're still going to be fine with this narrow fairway. So adding topspin as shown, I do have a strong wind here, so I do take a little bit off to be cautious. The adjustment I'm making here is max plus 5. Max plus 5 on this one. And okay, we may not need a Berserker really for the drive if we're using a longer driver, but for the second shot, a power 5 ball is really, really useful. And you'll see why in a moment. Minor great right, but still going to be absolutely fine, and we find very safe position on the fairway. Second shot, regardless of wind direction and wind strength, you are going to need a wood club with distance. I will go with the Big Dog or the Cataclysm, whichever offers you the most topspin. Here, as you can see, I'm playing with almost 8 bars of topspin, 1 bar side spin to the left, and we just want to use that topspin to get as close to the green as possible. Pretty much level crosswind here, as we have turned a corner in our direction from the drive, and this is slightly uphill to the green, so we do want to make sure we have as much pace as possible. Once again, I'm going max distance, 5% elevation. We do drop down to a slightly lower point, so I'm going to push up slightly here to max. Don't have much room to push up, but I then decide to go with about 1 ring of overpower just to compensate for adjusting down to a lower point. Perfect ball away. Obviously beware a great right. You will get into the bunker most likely, and a great left does risk the rough. But we come very nicely up to the green for an easy wedge for our eagle. In this example here, we do have very nice tailwind, so it's a navigator and we can play with the Grizzly. We're going to be playing with 2 bars topspin and half a bar of side spin to the left. Top of the white ring, just before the bunker there, and like before with this hole, it is important to get the offset correct. Here, my recommendation would be, once you've added the spin, have the tip of the ball guide just before the column of light green squares. You are going to need to offset this one. As you can see there, it is offset left of pin. Very, very difficult to see. Use a couple of practice tokens, get a feel for where you need to offset this shot. Adjustment, max plus 10. Then we hit perfect. Speed is very good here. However, we just need to refine our landing position ever such a small amount, just missing a quarter of a square, if that, to the left. On this par 4, we're going to go with the rock or the quarterback in tailwind and the extra mile Thor's hammer Apocalypse in headwind. You can see we are using all the right spin available with a katana or a kingmaker, and a little bit of top spin as well. Blue ring touching the rough is my setup with the rock. Max plus 0 is the adjust, and then just for extra distance I am pushing back up to max because I want to get around this dogleg corner. You can see I'm going with a fair amount of curl here. A ball and a half of curl to the right, so if you are using the extra mile you may not have that curl available with lower levels, so just bear that in mind. It might be better to go with a low level apocalypse instead. Try and cut the corner on the dogleg, and the second shot here we're going to need the Guardian. Drive distance going to be around 380 to 390. Now I like the backspin shot here, going with max backspin, and what we need to do is set up either side of the pin depending on the wind angle. So if the wind is going from right to left, I'm going to set up on the right hand side of the pin because that wind angle is going to push me into the flag. You can investigate the other side as well, but you want to have the second bounce on the back slope and the ball is going to trickle down towards the hole, hopefully in with a tweak or two. Mid distance, 10% elevation. Like I said, you need to just choose your landing position carefully depending on the wind angle, because you're going to have a high second bounce with all this backspin. So make sure you do some offsetting if needed. Little tweak needed, but it gives you an idea of the type of shot. If you miss the eagle, you've got a very easy putt. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of three ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Spin grabs very nicely, we drop it for an eagle. Two options here, which I will describe. Just going to show you the sniper bounce over in tailwind. If you do have any headwind though, you can play a no movement shot with either the rocket or the quarterback just to the left and above the beginning of the bunker. This is a tricky par 3 here, so add your spins. Again, this is difficult to get the pace right, and hole in one here, if you do grab one here, is going to be very, very good indeed. Max plus 20 is the adjustment here, and if I'm playing the quarterback shot as well, I will be playing that either minimum or medium distance with 20% elevation, because like the other par 3s on this course, we do have a lot of elevation to deal with. Just bouncing before the bunker does come in a bit short, but again, it's going to be a very simple putt for the birdie on this tricky par 3. Now, a very tedious par 5, not one of my favourite holes in the game, unfortunately, for the lack of albatross opportunities. But here is an eagle. You're going to go with a quarterback, just about 3.2 topspin, 2 right spin, white ring touching the rough on the left at max rest with a P3 ball. Here, if you have headwind, I'd find this same position, set your spins and have the ball guide going just to the rough in headwind, and then swap to your extra mile or apocalypse and just use that way. So I set up with the quarterback because it gives me a good ball guide, but in headwind, rather than overpower the shot, I would then switch to a long distance driver. Layup here around 335 is absolutely fine. Regardless of your wind angle, you will need either the big dog or the cataclysm. Pick the one which gives you the most accuracy and topspin combined. You need at least 6 topspin really to get into any meaningful position to attack the pin on the third shot for an eagle. Max plus 0 here. I'm pushing up where possible in tailwind to give me even more distance. In headwind you will need to overpower this shot even more. I go with a couple of rings, that's what I'm comfortable with. You don't have to, but it does give you an advantageous position for your thorn shot on the third shot here. But you just want to transport the ball down into the shadows, get yourself a clear view of the green. Now if you are obscured by the trees with clipping the rough, or you're short, you can still get safely to the green, but you won't be able to attack for the eagle. Now the thorn here, we're going to play true club distance, 10% elevation. So find your min line, find your max line, and try and estimate where you are in your club range. Again, I've got tutorials on this one to help you. And then we're going to set slider accordingly. So if you feel this is 70% of your club distance, you're going to set slider and play 70% on your wind app, 10% elevation in crosswind. I was playing a no spin shot here for ease, but if you're in tailwind you might want a bit of backspin as well. You're going to find a lot of players only birdie this hole, so if you can pick up an eagle here, it will help you a lot. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.